Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Marion State of the City. We will get underway and talk a little bit about the League of Women Voters of Linn County in just a minute, as well as introducing our speakers. But first, we have a very important event, and that is, I would like to call to the stage Chamber President Jill Ackerman and also the Marion Mayor, Nick AbouAssaly. They are going to be providing us with some background on the recipient of the inaugural Morris F. Neighbor Community Impact Award. Please help me welcome them.
Okay, ready? Thank you. All right. So the Marion Chamber of Commerce and the City of Marion are proud to partner on the Morris F. Neighbor Community Impact Award. This award used to be known as the Marion Citizen of the Year, and this year we're inaugurating the award with a new name. The award is named in recognition of banker Morris F. Neighbor, who our community lost at the age of 100 in 2019. Morris began his career at Farmers State Bank in 1945 as a teller, and in 1968, he and his wife, Betty, purchased the bank. Throughout his career, he championed the importance of volunteerism and dedication to community. Through his leadership, the Neighbor family has given to countless capital campaigns, community events, and charitable organizations. They're always in the lead of any kind of giving opportunity for the community. The award is designed to honor a person, a group, or organization who makes a positive difference in the lives of fellow residents, continually volunteers in the Marion community, is someone who demonstrates the spirit of collaboration and is enthusiastic about the community, and models integrity, exemplary character, and leadership, either as an individual or through an organization. The inaugural winners of the Morris F. Neighbor Community Impact Award check all of those boxes. This couple has lived in Marion for nearly 30 years and has spent that time building relationships and taking care of people in need through their generosity and service. I think there are very few people in Marion that haven't been touched by their generosity and kindness. Over the years, they've organized Thanksgiving meals for the less fortunate. They've initiated cancer benefits for friends, supported area schools, and even spearheaded an annual vehicle giveaway to a family that needs a vehicle. After the derecho, they organized a team of their employees to walk through neighborhoods and perform well-being checks and help deliver supplies. They are the type of people who not only help others, but also take the time to mentor and shape the lives of those they touch. They believe in taking care of one another, and as a result, have certainly made a positive impact on the Marion community. As their nomination said, I cannot think of two better people who model the attributes of the Community Impact Award on a daily basis. Sometimes when people are watching, most of the time when no one is watching, they always do the right thing. Please help me welcome to the stage Troy and Katie Benham to accept the inaugural Community Impact Award.
Yeah, he's talking. I'm not. You want to take your break? Sure he does.
Okay, all right.
Just a few, Nick.
Go ahead.
I won't take up a lot of time. I'd just like to say thank you. And Marion's a great town. It's been great for us. And we look forward to another 30 years, hopefully. Thank you all.
Let's get a picture.
Congratulations again. Thank you all for being here. Let's talk a little bit about why we're here. It's because of the volunteerism of the League of Women Voters of Lynn County. League of Women Voters of Lynn County is a nonprofit, nonpartisan voter organization. It's open to everyone. I'm a member. Our mission is to promote direct discourse and discussion of League of Women Voters related issues with members, government representatives, and our community. And this happens through voter services, forums, and events like this. We also educate and advocate for our community on issues for the common good. We share unbiased, fact-based information with members in the community. We build social connections, and we nurture a passion for action. Let's thank the League of Women Voters for hosting. Of course, events like this don't happen without some funding and support from our community partners. So we'd like to thank our sponsors. The gold sponsors are Alliant Energy, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Buildings and Construction Trades Council, Greater Cedar Rapids Community Foundation, Mid-American Energy, Shuttleworth and Ingersoll. Our silver sponsors are Simmons Perrine Moyer Bergman PLC, Collins Aerospace, and the bronze sponsor, Marion Economic Development Corporation. Before we get underway, we have a special guest. I'd like to introduce you to Marion's new city manager, Ryan Waller. If you haven't somehow managed to meet him before, I think I've run into him everywhere in town. He's a busy guy. Ryan Waller joined the city of Marion as its 10th city manager in November 2021, and he brings 20 years of local government experience to his role. He has served in professionally managed cities in Illinois, like Highland Park, Lake Bluff, and Lake County before he came to Marion. He also served as the city manager for the city of Indianola for nearly 6 years. Ryan is a believer in communication, collaboration, and community. You should know this if you're getting his weekly email update, which I always find to be a great read on a Friday afternoon. Ryan is also in this line of work because he is passionate about public service, which means helping others. Ryan holds a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Iowa and a master's degree in public administration from Northern Illinois University. Ryan and his wife Elizabeth are the proud parents of Hayden, age 13, and Emma, age 8. He doesn't have much in the way of free time right now, but he is an avid Hawkeye fan, I think we can tell, and a lover of all professional Chicago sports teams. Being part of and leading a high-performing Marion team is where he's meant to be. Please help me welcome Ryan Waller.
Well, good afternoon and welcome. For those who I have not had the pleasure to meet yet, my name is Ryan Waller, and I'm honored to serve as city manager for the best city in Iowa to raise a family and grow a business. I officially joined Team Marion at the end of November and apparently hit my 100th day sometime this week. And to mark this occasion, I had planned on dressing like a 100-year-old man, similar to the way that students do on their 100th day of school, but my wife Elizabeth quickly put the kibosh on that, probably quicker than how fast these last 100 days have seemed to have gone by. But as the saying goes, right, time flies when you're having fun, and I can tell you that it has been an absolute blast to be a part of this team and working with some of the most selfless elected officials and dedicated professionals in my career. These folks are fully committed to a collaborative, forward-focused vision of progress for Marion, and we're just getting started. Today, I have the privilege to introduce you to one of my teammates who's going to tell you more about it. He's someone in this community who needs no introduction. and someone who I hold in very high regard. If you're looking for passion and selflessness, you'll find it in Mayor Nick. Mayor Nick was born in Beirut and immigrated to the United States in 1975. He graduated from Linn-Mar High School and earned degrees in finance and law from the University of Iowa. Go Hawks. Early in his career, he made his way to Houston, Texas, to work for a major corporation, but as many Iowans do, he eventually came back to Eastern Iowa by the desire to be near his family and have the opportunity to live in a community to make a greater impact. He returned to the area in 1995 and has been involved in all aspects of the community, whether it's community development, leadership. He served on numerous boards, commissions, and steering committee, where he's promoted a bigger vision for Marion. And I'll tell you, his champion of our community's motto of reach higher is one of the things that drew my family and I to Marion. He sees the vision and is one of the most positive ambassadors that I've encountered in my career. Mayor Nick served on the Marion City Council for 2.5 years before his election to the office of mayor in November of 2015. He began his second term in January of 2020. Now, you might be surprised to learn that being the mayor of one of the fastest growing cities is not his only job. Although he finds a way to make time for city matters or resident concerns. Mayor Nick is a 30-year attorney and partner at the law firm of Simmons, Perrine, Moyer, Bergman, where he heads the real estate department. It's no surprise he's been recognized among the best lawyers in America and honored as Lawyer of the Year for real estate law in Cedar Rapids for 2 consecutive years. He was an inaugural recipient of the Corridor Business Journal's 40 Under 40 and has been on the journal's list most influential people in the corridor for 5 consecutive years. He's topped the list in 2018 and again in 2020. In 2019, he received the National Council on Youth Leadership's Visionary Award. This guy is the real deal. He values diversity, relationships, kindness, and respect. He leads by example and is an advocate for progress for Marion and our region. Please welcome Marion Mayor Nick AbouAssaly.
All right. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. Welcome. I really appreciate you joining us. As Amy said, it's so good to be back in person. We did the virtual thing last year, and then this year we decided to delay from January so that we could do it in person. And I'm really glad that we did, even though we're still in a hybrid form with a meal that's a boxed lunch. And thank you for participating with us. This is the 28th annual Marion State of the City, and I want to thank the League of Women Voters for partnering with us again on this event. We appreciate everything they do to make sure this event is successful. I understand some people were receiving 3 a.m. emails this morning from Don Jones about their table assignments and all that, so they put a lot of work into this. And our very own Amber Bissinger also puts a lot of time into planning this event and making sure that it's successful. And Amber does so much for me to help me in my role throughout the year that I couldn't do it without her. I'll call her at 9 o'clock at night and say, I have a 7 o'clock meeting and I need this or that, or she's been known to deliver materials to me to the coffee shop as I'm meeting with someone. She's always ready to help and to reach higher to help me do my job, because normally I'm just running hour by hour and I don't have time to really think ahead too much. But so thank you, Amber. And Terrell Hunter, our IT director, who also helped with this event today. I want to welcome all the mayors and elected officials who are with us today, and all our friends from neighboring communities who are with us. I want to especially welcome Mayor Tiffany O'Donnell. It's her first time with us, and I wanted her to get the experience of marionating. You don't know what that means? Look it up. Marionating is when you get 500 people in a room and you just soak up everything that's Marion. So, thanks for being with us. Tiffany, we've met several times, and I believe that she shares my outlook and enthusiasm for this region, and I look forward to working with her. It speaks very highly for who we are as a region when we show up for each other, when we genuinely desire the best for each other, and when we're happy for each other's success. And it speaks highly for us when we actively seek out ways that we can work together. Who doesn't want to be part of that kind of a region? When every corner of our region thrives, we all benefit. So thank you to all of you for being here today to support Marion's progress and cheer us on as we do our part in helping to shape a thriving and prosperous region. It's really, again, it's really good to be back in person. This is my 7th year in presenting this State of the City speech. I have the honor of presenting this State of the City on behalf of all our City Council, the City Manager, and the more than 300 women and men we call Team Marion. And they're joined today also by many members of our boards and commissions, and I especially want to call out the members of our Mayor's Youth Council. I tell them when I talk to them, and all students that I speak with, everything that we're doing is for them. I tell them that my goal is for them to grow up to say they're proud to have grown up in Marion, and wherever they go, they can say that they are proud to have lived in Marion. And my hope is that they'll come back and be mayor and be on city council and help lead our community and use their energy and talents here in our town. I make no secret of my pride in our talented team and their deep commitment to serving people and giving them and Marion's businesses the best opportunities to thrive in our city. Our city's success is firmly rooted in our focus on this mission, and I'm grateful to be on Team Marion and humbled to have the privilege of representing them on this stage today. I would like you to just please join me in thanking everyone on Team Marion. Special welcome goes to my colleagues on the City Council, Randy, Sarah, Will, Colette, Steve, and Grant. I'm grateful to Marion's voters for selecting this team. I love working with them. These are people who have only one agenda: the progress and prosperity of Marion. Sarah Menser is our newest City Council member. She represents the 4th Ward. Sarah has been a promoter of progress in Marion and the region for many years, and she's a great fit for our team. Sarah joined re-elected council members Jensen, Harper, and Sternad in taking the oath of office before our first meeting this year. And Steve, you might be worried. I don't know what to make of this, but as Steve was reciting his oath, Sarah and Randy seemed to be in deep, serious prayer. Now, Randy Sternad deserves special mention for winning an at-large seat against a formidable opponent by just 3 votes. 3 votes out of nearly 6,500. Some people attribute his victory to relentless campaigning. Neither rain nor heat nor global pandemic stopped Randy. Here's a photo someone caught of him outdoor knocking in his COVID protection gear, working to secure every last vote. And our council makes many important decisions that have lasting impact on the community, and perhaps the most important decision of last year was the hiring of our new city manager. Ryan Waller replaces Lon Pluckan, who held that position for 14 years until he accepted a position in Vancouver, Washington. Some people speculated that Lon was forced to look for another job after photos of his COVID hair became public. In actuality, Lon had an opportunity to advance his career and couldn't pass it up. We wish him and his family all the best. And in the interest of full disclosure, here's my COVID hair photo. Okay, don't linger on that one too much, Amber. Okay, our council understood the importance of selecting the right leader for our city team at this pivotal time when Marion is growing quickly and making the transition from a typical suburb to a vibrant urban center. For 6 months, we engaged several consultants, city staff, community members, and 42 applicants from throughout the U.S. in a comprehensive and methodical search. We couldn't be happier with the result. Ryan, Liz, Hayden, and Emma Waller are a wonderful addition to the Marion family. Ryan has the right experience, the people skills, leadership ability, and an unwavering commitment to excellence, which I just love. You might say he's Marion material. On a personal level, I'm happy that he doesn't mind my 4 a.m. texts or my late night phone calls, not yet anyway. Ryan joins us at a truly historic time. The positive energy and the forward momentum in our city at this time are really hard to miss. Drive through any part of town, walk around Uptown, visit any business, and you can see the progress. You can feel the positive energy and almost taste the outlook of excitement. It's real, it's all around us, and it's contagious. The current chapter in Marion's 183-year history is chronicled in the progression of the themes I've highlighted each year in this State of the City address. From my Reach Higher call to action in 2016 to putting Marion on the map, followed by building momentum, then making an impact, followed by focus on excellence in everything we do, and last year's theme, building the community we desire. I share this to emphasize that Marion's recent rise didn't happen by pure luck or with us watching from the sidelines. It happened only when we decided to make it happen. It happened only when we recognized that without embracing change, there can be no new opportunities. And we moved into the driver's seat to effect the right change and capitalize on the right opportunities that are best for our town. It happened only when we stopped settling for good enough and started believing in greater potential. It happened only when we adopted a yes, we can attitude and started living and breathing our reaching higher motto. By dreaming bigger, by setting higher expectations, by asking for better, by driving our own destiny, by collaborating and unifying around a shared vision, and by being relentless in our focus on one core mission of serving people and giving them better opportunities, we, all of us, are making history. We're transforming Marion from a sleepy bedroom community to a dynamic and vibrant living room, teeming with promise, activity, and unlimited potential. For me and for many in our city, this is an amazing moment that we've dreamt about for many, many years, and we've worked so hard to achieve. Marion is now a city on the rise and a key piece of the regional puzzle, leading in growth and contributing to the prosperity of the region. And here's the best part. We're just getting started. The stage is set. It's full steam and progress ahead for Marion. Progress ahead is a perfect descriptor of our city's current course and trajectory. According to the 2020 census, Marion has now advanced one spot to become the 13th largest city in the state. Among the top 15, Marion is the third fastest growing city behind West Des Moines and Ankeny. As of the 2020 census, our population increased by 18% from the prior decade and by 56% from the year 2000 to an official population of 41,535. Since we typically add more than 500 residents each year, the current population is clearly well above 42,000, but who's counting? While the pace of growth is impressive, the manner in which our city grows is what really matters. Not all change is good change, and not all development is the right development. Our top challenge has been and will continue to be managing inevitable change so that it doesn't negatively impact our quality of life. Our job is to identify the right opportunities that add value to our city and the lives of the people who call it home. I've always believed that if our progress is anchored in a high standard of excellence, in serving Marion's residents and giving them a quality of life that is unequaled in our state, Marion will be unstoppable. We are today, more than ever before, committed to delivering on that promise. Let's watch this video.
My wife and I spent a lot of time vetting the community. Spoke to colleagues, watched some videos online talking about what happened with the derecho, the impacts of COVID, and all you saw were stories of people that were positive and forward-focused. Coming in, I was curious. Was everything that I saw before I officially started, was it too good to be true? And what I have found coming in is that everything has been true.
Our public services are really, really outstanding. There's music, there's art, there's programming, there's stuff you can learn, stuff you can do, you can get on the trails. I have never lived anywhere where the city itself prioritizes quality of life like Marion does.
I'm a Marion native, so it has been a joy to watch Marion transform from a bedroom community into a community that visitors want to come and check out. We've got so many beautiful amenities, from Prospect Meadows to our Uptown Artway to the amphitheater at Lau Park, lots of trails. We've been working on a really cool Creekside Pride project, the Aquatic Center, the brand new library. I mean, I could go on and on listing all the great things that we have in Marion.
The city is very intentional about investing in all corners of the community to make sure that we're serving all residents of Marion. I think about the soccer mini pitch at Hanna Park, which is new this year and has really received great reviews. The new YMCA that recently opened has attracted more than 8,000 new members since opening day. I think about the Artway in Uptown and the new plazas that we're adding. Those are creating opportunities for people to gather, to enjoy community, to be together.
That's the great thing about living in Marion. There's all these opportunities, from the partnerships that we have to the great parks, projects we have going on, some additional trails connecting Tower Terrace all the way down to Thomas Park. Marion is more connected than it ever has been, and it's going to continue to be more connected as we progress forward.
Seymour Trail, that was a national call, so I just sort of poured everything I love about Marion into that piece. Taking everything I love about our old city center and then combining that with where we're going, the vibrancy of Marion, shine a light on how great Marion is.
So having the library in the Uptown is just, it's a phenomenal location and a great asset. You know, there's been a whole resurgence of what the library is, and I think that's going to speak volumes for the community. It's a gathering place. It's more than just books anymore. It's going to be a learning environment. There's going to be so many different programs and options for community involvement in that building.
My excitement level is at a 10. We've needed a new library for years, and the derecho was just sort of the final nail in the coffin. I feel like this new public library really exemplifies the City of Marion's approach to quality of life.
It's an exciting time for Marion. It's really exciting for me as one of the leaders here to be part of this great effort by so many people to move Marion forward and make it a truly standout community across our state.
For me, it's exciting to be a part of a great high-performing team and a team that's really coalesced around the goal of reaching higher.
Early in the year, the long-anticipated Marion YMCA and Community Rec Center opened its doors to the public. While we refer to it as the Y, we wanted the official name to also identify it as Marion's Community Rec Center, reflecting the city's financial commitment and our combined sports and rec programming and the Joint Oversight Committee that make this a true partnership between the city and the Y. With all those new members, 8,000 in 1 year, I'm proud of our City Council's decision to invest $7.2 million in the health and physical and mental well-being of people. The icing on the cake with this project came last September when it earned Marion yet again the title of the Iowa League of Cities All-Star Community. Marion has won that award not one, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times in the last 5 years. Does that deserve applause? If you haven't been out to Hanna Park to see the new soccer mini pitch, the only one in the metro, you should. It's just one example of how our city forms partnerships and collaborates to bring wonderful opportunities to Marion. And you might have heard about the new Milwaukee Road Trail Bridge that puts us one step closer to completing the Seymour Trail that will, in the next couple of years, connect Uptown with Newbo. Be ready for a big celebration when that happens. We deconstructed the century-old railroad bridge and rebuilt it in a manner that pays homage to the rich railroad history on which Marion was founded. Officials and trail enthusiasts from the region were on hand for the ribbon-cutting ceremony last August. And would you believe, my long-lost twin showed up? In Marion, we never have a shortage of reasons to celebrate. And one of the best celebrations this year is sure to be the long-awaited opening of the new library. This has been a project in the making for more than a decade, having gone through several iterations and numerous challenges. Our library is where community happens and where people from Marion and the region have free access to education, technology, social interaction, and essential services, featuring a demonstration kitchen, rooftop garden, meeting spaces, and a recording studio, many other amenities. The new library is sure to become the beating heart and a new point of pride for our community. Thank you to all community partners, individuals, and businesses who joined the library's capital campaign. If you're still on the sidelines, please consider giving to the campaign and helping us cross the finish line to turn the page on our next chapter. Over the years, Marion has distinguished itself with great community events, and in 2021, we saw the post-COVID return of favorites such as fireworks and fireflies at Lau Park, Christmas in the City Square, and the dog fashion show in the Uptown Artway, featuring a special appearance by Jake, the dog mayor of Hiawatha. This year, we can look forward to the return of nearly 40 community events, most with free admission, including uptown markets, outdoor movies, picnics, several concert series, Eat, Drink, and Be Marion, and a nationally acclaimed Marion Arts Festival. Also on the docket this year is the continued expansion of our system of more than 600 acres of beautiful parks and trails with the development of our newest park, Prairie Hill Park, and the completion of trails along a 2-mile stretch of Highway 151, that will give residential neighborhoods safe pedestrian and bicycle access to a major commercial corridor. And Council recently approved construction this year of the Indian Creek Trail, a north-south connection between the Boyson Trail and Tower Terrace Road. Our work on trails will soon be crowned by the artistic pedestrian bridge over 7th Avenue, which is sure to add a wow factor at a major entryway to our town. Up ahead, you'll be hearing more about planning for a new aquatic center to replace our swimming pool, and the exciting potential of the Creekside Pride project to make Indian Creek more of an amenity with opportunities for recreation, education, and closer interaction between people and the creek and its surroundings. Now, we can't talk about quality of life without highlighting our work on quality of place. And while progress in that regard exists throughout the city, it's most visible in the Uptown District. As far back as 2008, you've heard me talk about the potential of Uptown to be a jewel and a living room of this metro area, and a regional destination for dining, shopping, and entertainment. Is that vision becoming reality? We're certainly on our way. The current trajectory of Uptown is so promising, I can't wait to see where it takes us. We're currently in the middle of a 2-year, $6.9 million reconstruction of 7th Avenue and 10th Street with new infrastructure, lights, and a much-needed refresh of the streetscape that will change the look and feel of the entire area. The improved 7th Avenue is designed to be a festival street that can be closed for community events, creating the potential for the entire district to be one large event venue, incorporating retail businesses into our events. And a plaza on the north side of 7th Avenue will be completed this spring, featuring seating areas and fire tables, and another plaza in the city square is currently being designed. When completed, the two plazas will combine with the Uptown Artway to give people ample opportunities to gather, to stroll, experience community, and enjoy life. The city's investment in infrastructure and placemaking is generating forward momentum, bolstering investor confidence, and driving transformational change, such as Broad and Main, a game-changing $25 million project currently under construction on the former City Square Mall site. which will add 81 market rate apartments that allow more people the option of living close to the services and amenities in the city center. Having a variety of good housing options for people of all socioeconomic levels is an important measure of quality of life, and we should be pleased with Marion's progress in this regard. In Wallet Hub's annual ranking of America's best small cities, Marion lands in the top tier year after year, and last year was number 2 for most affordable housing among 1,300 cities with populations between 25,000 and 100,000. Over the past 2 decades, Marion's housing stock grew mostly with new single-family home construction. Now, in more recent years, developers recognized the shortage in housing for older adults, and we attracted several large senior living complexes that are now giving Marion's residents the option to transition from traditional housing while remaining part of the community they know and love. And now we've started seeing even more diversification with multifamily complexes offering new levels of rental housing not previously available in our town. In 2021, the 50-unit Marion Lofts apartments opened in the Central Corridor, offering affordable apartments in the heart of the Central Business District. On the East End, the first of 3 buildings comprising the Easttown apartment complex was completed last year and raised the bar in rental housing with 33 market rate units featuring high ceilings, wood floors, indoor parking, dog washing station, on-site staff, and membership to an on-site fitness center. The other 2 buildings are underway. And this year, construction will begin on the former YMCA site with Green Park Apartment Living, a 147-unit complex that will distinguish itself with its own unique amenities, including indoor parking, significant green space, and a dog park featuring yappy hours. And planning is underway for the Boulevard Apartments, a workforce housing project with 90 units on the former Hames mobile home sales site, a welcome redevelopment of an important parcel at the front door of our city. These are only a few examples. Between projects completed in 2021 or currently under construction, projects currently in the approval stage, and projects expected to commence in the next 2 years, a total of 751 multifamily units will be added to our housing market. Turning now to our progress in economic development, I recall not too many years ago trying to convince investors to just take a look at Marion, to just give us a chance and consider the untapped potential of our booming and underserved population. It doesn't take much convincing anymore. Commercial development has taken off as investors are discovering very easily the opportunities that exist here. The progress is visible, the momentum is palpable, and the potential for success is hard to resist. And the city is not standing on the sidelines watching it happen. We're part of the action. We're leading the way and setting the pace to maximize the results and positive impact for our community. Let's watch this next video. It's really exciting to see what's been happening, especially in the Uptown and really across our entire city. What a lot of us have dreamt about for so long is finally taking shape.
We look and see the investment that we're seeing along the corridor. The community is excited about the project, and it just looks phenomenal. I think that conversation is what's really driven continued investment in our area, and that is that the city is really putting the dollars forward for the public investment to drive the private investment.
One of the main reasons why we choose Marion, the infrastructure. We're looking at a lot of things on our checklist when we're choosing where to be and what to do. We really feel that Marion ticks all those boxes for us. I think that's obvious. You can see right now with the number of building permits, with the amount of growth, with the businesses that are relocating here, Marion is desirable.
It was like 2 years in the making. Read about Marion, read about things that Marion was doing and growing, and they thought this would be perfect location for something like this. It's something different than anything that Marion has. Just the open, bright feeling and the modernness of it really goes into what Marion is growing into right now. So it just fits perfectly.
It's booming. There's new Airbnbs popping up all the time, hotels, and talks about more, and I think it's so exciting. Between the baseball diamonds and the tournaments and just the fact that people want to come back and stay because it's a great little town to spend time in, and all of the businesses have supported us so much. The town has supported us. It's been great.
It takes the city to be involved. The requirements are the city's a partner, the developer and the state, to try to bring that price point down to what we call affordable housing. At the end of the day, trying to give everybody the opportunity to have quality housing, whether that's rentals, owner-occupied, attached, detached, apartments, etc. And we couldn't do a lot of the projects we've done in the last decade without these programs. And I really believe in the state and the city that they recognize this, and we continue to keep that on the front of everybody's mind, because in order to keep communities thriving, we need affordable housing.
In a community that's growing as fast as Marion, the idea that you get to institute a plan and then watch it develop is truly amazing. So one of the really interesting pieces of the streetscape project in particular has been collaborative spirit that the businesses and the owners have had with the city has been great. There's been so much grace given to us as we're trying to construct this project. I owe a lot of that to the communication that we have between the chamber and Uptown and the city. That piece has been really, really exciting to see.
100% for all of the improvements that we're doing. All it does is bring more people to the area, makes the area more walkable, family friendly. The new development, more businesses, more residents, that means more people overall. I don't see how you could not want this to happen.
When the city invests in infrastructure, in particular high quality infrastructure like what you've seen in the Uptown Artway and what you're going to see with this streetscape, that creates a place where people want to go and people want to hang out, which makes it then very attractive to the business community. I think it's just going to make Marion a destination.
We get one chance to do this right. We want to maximize every opportunity to make sure that we're giving the best to our community. It's really what we have worked for and dreamt about for so long, so I'm just so grateful to be here at this time to share in that excitement and to be part of it all. In 2021, the Chamber of Commerce organized 25 groundbreaking and ribbon-cutting ceremonies, including their own new headquarters and welcome center. And the Marion Economic Development Company, both independently and as part of the city's economic development team, supported more than $117 million in projects last year, with $118 million in progress or expected to commence this year. The city's partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and Metco is longstanding, and collaboration that takes place between all three organizations is foundational in the success of our city. We collaborate around a shared vision and common goals to realize bigger dreams and achieve greater heights for our town. Take, for example, the city's partnership with Metco in developing the Marion Enterprise Center. Without that collaboration, the project would not have happened. Today the park has attracted world-class businesses that provide jobs and added more than $30 million in valuation so far to our city's tax base. And Marion certainly wouldn't be the same without the team at the Chamber, who's our partner in fostering an ecosystem where businesses of all sizes are supported and thrive. They are our partners in promoting community and in elevating the quality of life in our town. This team leads in bringing to the forefront community enhancement projects that have earned Marion accolades and distinction, such as the designation as an Iowa Great Place. I'm grateful to the Chamber and Metco for their partnership and for helping us put Marion on the map and promote its progress. Much of our progress in commercial development is taking place in the heart of the city. In the past decade, we've spent $27 million in private investment. We've seen $27 million in private investment and 107 business starts and expansions in the Uptown District alone. The level of activity has accelerated tremendously in the past 2 years, unimpeded by COVID or the derecho, with an influx of new businesses all wanting to be a part of the excitement and momentum of this small district. So the Broad and Main project couldn't be happening at a more opportune time, as it will add 13,000 square feet of much-needed commercial space to the district, which, by the way, is almost all spoken for. Business owners want to be part of the action in Uptown with a supportive environment, access to resources, and help from Uptown District and Main Street, Iowa, and the convenient location within walking distance of thousands of residents and only a few minutes' drive for tens of thousands more. It's no wonder when businesses do the math, they realize that Uptown is a smart investment. Beyond Uptown, the city's $16.5 million investment in the Central Corridor infrastructure has been a driving force behind the transformation of this former railroad and industrial area into a vibrant city center. When the city purchased the railroad right-of-way more than 2 decades ago, we weren't quite sure what we'd do with it. I was on the original visioning and steering committee in 2010, so you can imagine my excitement last year, more than a decade later, when the new 6th Avenue was finally completed. I tried to hide my excitement, but it didn't work. This was a unique opportunity to build an entirely new major thoroughfare through our central business district that connects the West End and East End roundabouts, helping to move traffic while making Uptown more pedestrian-friendly and defining a district and a distinct area for potential expansion of the footprint of Uptown. We have this unique opportunity to reinvent and reinvigorate our city's core, and we want to maximize the positive impact. There's no doubt that the city's investment and incentives are enabling and catalyzing the redevelopment of former industrial parcels into commercial uses, more appropriate for a central business district, adding valuable tax base and more of the commercial services that Marionites desire. The upgrades are just in time as we welcome increasing tourist activity generated by Prospect Meadows Baseball Complex. Last year, in its first full season, Prospect Meadows hosted tournament teams and out-of-area visitors from 17 states, including Hawaii, resulting in 10,000 hotel night stays and a $10 million injection into our regional economy. That's significant impact. But beyond the economic gain, the increased tourism activity is also a chance for us to show visitors what makes Marion and this region special at a critical time when we need to put our best foot forward in attracting the talent and workforce that local employers need to power our economy. This is why it's important to prioritize projects that improve the community's curb appeal and sharpen our focus on a culture of hospitality. The city's investment in infrastructure and amenities tells visitors and residents alike who we are and how much we care about our town. It signals a firm commitment to our city's success. It makes people excited about where they live, and it feeds a positive outlook that drives investor confidence. So we are grateful for the voters' extension of the local option sales tax to continue providing the means to make these important improvements to our town. While we have many reasons to be proud of our progress in quality of life and economic development, we should be equally proud of our progress in the way we operate our city organization, handle the public's business, and manage the delivery of services on which residents rely. As our city grows, we're growing up as an organization. We're evolving and constantly bettering ourselves to become more professional, more methodical, and more planful in how we operate and make decisions. We've restructured the city organization so that we have the right positions and skill sets to better lead our growing team and handle the workload and address the increased complexity of issues we face. We've adopted a solid strategic plan and a capital improvements plan to guide our decisions, prioritize our work, and help us follow a clear roadmap in serving residents in the most efficient and effective manner. We're centralizing human resources functions across all city departments and making process improvements and software investments to modernize outdated systems and automate manual processes. And we've implemented an online meeting portal for City Council and are close to completing the same transition for all boards and commissions to bolster public confidence and maximize transparency through improved access to agendas, meeting packets, minutes, and video recordings. With our city's rapid growth, we have a unique opportunity to be proactive in guiding how our city develops, and we don't want to squander it. We get one chance to do it right. To that end, in addition to existing plans such as the Uptown Master Plan, the 7th Avenue Streetscape Plan, and the Central Corridor Design Standards, we're in the process of adopting new zoning for the entire city to bring about consistent zoning under a modern code and citywide minimum design standards that will ensure a level of quality and aesthetic in all new construction. We're also getting out ahead of development by master planning large tracts of land to guide the manner in which specific areas develop. By being proactive in planning, we're shaping a city we can all be proud of. And building a city we can all be proud of means a city where all people of all backgrounds feel safe, welcome, and valued. Equity and inclusion are priorities for our city team. Our work was recognized by the National Research Center with the 2021 Voice of the People Award for excellence in equity and inclusion engagement. In the past 2 years, we reviewed and revised police department policies, hired a mental health liaison, and committed to implementing a $1.2 million records management and computer-aided dispatch system, among other measures. The records management system will enhance our ability to collect and analyze real-time data related to traffic stops, arrests, and seizures, leading to allocation of resources and policy decisions based on current data and facts specific to Marion, and allowing us to better gauge our progress over time in equitable policing. We formed a community equity and inclusion task force, which included the police chief, city staff, members of city council, the Civil Rights Commission, a racial equity advocacy group, and the community at large. In a year-long effort, the task force reviewed the city's progress and worked with its civil rights consultant to develop recommendations which were presented to the city council and adopted late last year. The recommendations include a review of all city policies and practices, additional training for all staff, and incorporating an equity and inclusion lens into our process and decision-making. In addition, the recommendations called for public education and emphasized the micro-accountability that the new records management system will make possible in interactions between police officers and members of the public. While the work of the task force is complete, we don't consider our work as a city to be completed. Equity is an ongoing process that requires us to work with determination and intention to ensure that all people are treated fairly in their interactions with the city. We're grateful to all the members of the task force, our police chief, and our police officers, and our entire staff for their commitment to making Marion the best it can be. While we work to ensure that the city's policies and actions don't result in disparate impact on people, we must also recognize that even perfect city policies don't change hearts and mindsets. The city's efforts have to be accompanied by work in the community, with conversations around race and equity, and creating opportunities for greater interaction, breaking down barriers, and celebrating diversity as a strength. This requires collaboration, and our Civil Rights Commission is energized to lead in this area with programming and public outreach and education. And I have recently formed the Mayor's Diversity Council, an unofficial advisory group, to help me explore ways we can make all people in Marion feel safe, welcomed, and valued, as well as ways we can help create opportunities for people of all backgrounds to contribute their energy, ideas, and talents to the city. Public safety has always been a top priority for Marion, and year after year, for as long as I can recall, Marion is consistently ranked among Iowa's safest cities. We can all be proud of the excellent work that our team members do to keep residents and their properties safe, even while our city has grown so quickly. They set the example in the aftermath of the derecho and during the pandemic. In 2021, our much-needed third fire station and new fire department headquarters on Tower Terrace Road was completed. In light of the rapid growth to the north, the station is strategically located to keep Marion's emergency response times within the standards for emergency services. The beautiful facility received the highest design honor bestowed by the Iowa chapter of the American Institute of Architects, putting Marion once again on a statewide stage for reaching higher and achieving more for our community. Its design incorporates elements that promote the mental well-being of Marion's firefighters and includes decontamination and training areas, as well as a community safe room and the city's disaster emergency response center. This time I want to recognize our fire chief, Deb Crable, who plans to retire next month after 30 years with the fire department and 8 years as chief. Chief Crable was the second woman ever to join the department and the second female fire chief in the history of our state. Her impact on our organization and our city goes beyond leading the department through the challenges of rapid growth, the derecho, and the pandemic. Chief Crable has influenced each of us with her compassionate heart and her genuine care that she displays for everyone around her. Chief, we're grateful to you for your leadership, your service, and to the residents, and your friendship to all who know you. Please join me in thanking Fire Chief Deb Crable. Transparency and communication with residents are always top priorities for our city. With so much change taking place, residents need to know why it's what is happening and why it's happening. They want to be heard, informed, and engaged. We keep them apprised through our quarterly publication and a robust social media presence. Our council members are engaged with residents in person, by phone and email, hearing input and concerns and answering questions and directing people to the right resources to help them solve their issues on a daily basis. We'll again be holding our popular office hours at all summer farmers markets, and eventually our Saturday office hours will resume at the new library facility. And our city manager has raised the bar further with his own popular weekly communication to the community called In Focus, providing important information and updates. And we finalized the cleanup of the derecha debris. We're busy establishing our prized tree canopy once again. 1,500 trees have been planted on public land and thousands more on private land. And we're making progress on FEMA and State of Iowa reimbursements for their portion of our $30+ million cleanup expense. This outlay was financed in large part with the city's cash reserves. While it has caused us some challenges, we're limiting the amount we need to borrow, and we're maintaining our place among an elite group of Iowa cities with our AA1 bond rating, as assigned by Moody's Investor Services. Friends, I hope you're as optimistic as I am about Marion's progress. Our community is on a roll. And we're no longer talking about the need to reach higher. We are reaching higher, and we're achieving more as a community. We're no longer dreaming about a better Marion. We're living it. And everything we're doing is not for its own sake, but to see Marion and the people who live here thrive. In our 2021 community survey administered by Polco and the National Research Center, more than 9 out of 10 residents said Marion is either a good or an excellent place to live. More than 9 out of 10 residents said Marion is either a good or excellent place to raise children. More than 9 out of 10 residents said they'd recommend Marion to a friend. And nearly 9 out of 10 residents said they plan to remain in Marion for at least the next 5 years. So, are we on the right track? Marionites say a resounding yes. Here's one final video.
I love Marion because it has an incredible small town vibe, but it still has access to the same amenities, resources, and opportunities that some of the bigger cities have.
There's tons of food restaurants here, just local places. The cooks are the people that own the business, you know, and they take pride in their work. And the city of Marion takes pride in their work. So that's why I like being here.
I have never been so excited about Marion as I have in the last 68 years. It's just phenomenal. Everywhere you turn, there's a new project. Everywhere you turn, there's something else going on. It's a positive.
I have family from both coasts who are moving to Marion because they were so impressed with the variety of things to see and do. And if you wonder if there's a place for yourself in Marion, you'll find it.
Val Park, without a doubt. That is just a marvelous place to go. They have walking trails, activities going on in the park building itself, and a wonderful stage where we get concerts that draw bands that travel the country.
I wish somebody could have come during the Duray show and saw how all of us rallied around each other. Strangers helping strangers was the name of the game, and that event for me really solidified why is it that I live here.
The support we got from the people here was just amazing, and we can ask for anything else, you know. People here are just great.
Everyone's just been very welcoming, pretty much just genuine people. They're really nice and kind and welcoming.
Community is really important to both my husband and I, and we were looking for that, and we feel really lucky to have found it here.
This community is like all together, and like I just feel like it's a good place to raise a family.
Really, truly, I moved here for the schools, but I'm staying for the community.
There's just something about it. The community, the people, the opportunity, the safety, the education. It's a great place to be, so even if you leave, you want to come back.
I'm definitely going to be coming back to Marion. I really love it here, and I know it's going to even grow even for the better.
I love that Marion fits both of us.
I've lived here for 5 years, and I don't think I want to be anywhere else, so.
Marion, it's home. That's genuinely it. It feels like home.
Marion's our new home. Marion is awesome!
The word that stood out to me in this video is home. Residents see Marion as their home. When I took office, one of my goals was to engage more residents and encourage them to offer their energy and ideas to help shape a city they're proud to call home. With the constant influx of new residents, the majority of Marionites today did not grow up here. So for people to say this is home tells me that they have connected with their new town. It tells me we've successfully engaged them and given them reasons to see Marion as more than simply the place where they sleep at night. Yes, Marion residents love their Marion address. They see Marion as a place where they can achieve their goals in life. And that's what makes our work so meaningful. You see, when we go to work every day, we're focused on more than collecting trash and fixing potholes. Those are important. But Team Marion is investing in greater vision. We're investing in our community's dreams. We're investing in better opportunities for all people. We're investing in a quality of life that is unmatched in our state. We have so much to celebrate. So where do we go from here? We can't rest on our achievements. Even greater things are possible if we continue to focus on serving people and giving them great opportunities. If we look for the best in each other, and if we do our best to be a force for good in our community, and if we work together in a spirit of collaboration to make Marion a truly standout city. It does take all of us. One hand cannot clap alone, and together we can accomplish amazing things. Some people have called me a dreamer. Yes, I am. And without a dream, you can't make a dream come true. My dream has always been for Marion to achieve its fullest potential, to be a place where excellence and extra effort are the standard, to be a city welcoming to all and inclusive of all, a city where all people feel valued and have opportunities to add value, and a city that all residents are proud to call home. We are well on our way, and progress is clearly ahead. Together, we're achieving what might have seemed impossible even just a few years ago. You see, that's the great thing about dreams. In reaching higher to achieve our potential, we might even discover that we can exceed our potential. The sky is truly not the limit. Thank you so much for spending your lunch with us today. Keep reaching higher.
Well, we do have time for a few questions. We'll get you out of here on time. Since we're not all allowed to touch the same pen anymore, there's no pens and papers at your table, so I'll make up the questions. But the first question comes from my table, and they want to know, are you going to take responsibility for those bad jokes, or are you blaming one of your staff members?
Full responsibility.
Okay.
No.
Marionite, yappy.
Yeah. I agonize over every word of that speech. I get a lot of help from Amber with the visuals, and she puts together this amazing annual report every year, and she helps me edit the speech, but I work for about 4 or 5 weeks on every word of that. So I take full responsibility for every one of those jokes. Yep.
All right. I'm sure Amber appreciates that, actually. One of the questions I have for you is, let's say we're here or another venue, maybe in Marion next year, and we're doing the state of the city in a year's time. When you get up here, what's the one thing you're going to be most proud to talk about at that point?
Well, how do you even decide? How do you choose what to talk about? I'm so proud of really what I'm most proud of is the transformation of the outlook of our community. I think that just drives everything, and it makes everything work better, because when a community believes more in itself and its own potential, and sees the opportunity and is willing to step forward. People are willing to step forward. I mean, we're seeing people that have never contributed before step forward and say, how can I offer my ideas and my energy and my talents? And people are asking for opportunities to volunteer and to participate. I think that just makes all the difference. And I think that's really what I'm most proud of, is that I think the outlook of the community has been transformed, and that will continue to drive the progress of the town. So.
And the last question, what is the one thing that keeps you up at night? And not about your kids.
Lots of things keep me up at night. People who know me know I don't sleep very much, and you know, they get the 3 o'clock texts or the 4 o'clock emails. But you know, truly, I'm very concerned for the well-being of the entire community. But I think the thing that I worry about most is I'm a person who wants everyone to be happy, and I want to make sure that as we are progressing, we're bringing everyone along, and that we're doing it the right way and doing the right thing, because, like I said several times, we only get one chance to do this right. And I want to be sure that we're bringing everyone along and that everyone feels like they're part of the progress and the growth, and that we're not somehow leaving certain people behind with our city's growth, because it truly is for all residents, and we want everyone to benefit from what's happening. So.
All right, well, thank you very much for the state of the city today and for answering a few questions. That's a wrap. We're exactly on time at 12:55 p.m., so you can make a mad dash for the doors. But first, we should thank not only the Marriott for hosting us, but the League of Women Voters, and also a round of applause, please, to our sponsors for the state of the city. Thank you all, and have a good day.